glass.
All the oils were transported to UNC Healthcare.
Any fatalities?
No fatalities. No fatalities.
Can you describe their injuries at all or what the extent was?
As of right now, I don't have all the information. They were just mainly transported to the facility for the most part, so UNC Healthcare.
When you look at the extensive damage, where do you and your crews start?
So yes, first we do an assessment of the entire facility. We actually meet with the occupants of this area, try to get an assessment of exactly where the damage is at. We start doing a assessment and doing a walkthrough of all the areas just to make sure there were any lost lives and assess the damage. And we go back triage those patients and those victims, and then we transport them to UNC Healthcare.
Okay, you gave me a lot of numbers off the top, so I want to roll through them all. Make sure I got them right. There are 14 buildings.
14 total buildings with serious damage.
14 buildings with serious damage.
Correct.
How many total people injured?
15 total injured.
15 total.
15 total injured.
4 of those
are serious.
injuries.
That is correct.
All at UNC?
That is correct.
UNC here.
UNC Healthcare.
I see that you have some drones up in the sky right now. Walk me through where you guys are, because there's a lot of people out here, a lot of first responders. Where are you starting this?
So right now we're currently in the recovery phase. We're just trying to wrap our hands around everything. We are actually doing a damage assessment, make sure all the power is cut, the gas is cut, utilities are cut, and then once we get that, make it deemed safe for the occupants to go back in, then they can assess the area. Currently right now, each building is being assessed by a building inspector to make sure that they check the integrity of it, make sure there's no additional hazards just from the devastation of the tornado.
Are there any injuries to juveniles?
No.
Is there anybody missing?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Was there any fires? Any fire breakout?
No, only a gas leak.
Where's the gas leak?
The gas leak was right on Tiffany Boulevard.
You guys have it under control now?
Everything's under control as we speak.
And there's a lot of people watching, too, who want to know what can they do to help. What's your message to others in the community tuning in right now?
The biggest thing currently right now until we can get the situation more stable, just make sure you stay out the area.
And right now, no fatalities. How many people did you have injured? Sorry, I got in a little bit late on it.
15 injuries, 4 seriously injured.
I'm also noticing, I don't even know if somebody has gone through, but a lot of vehicles damaged here. Do you know how many in total at this point?
Right now, we don't know it at this point. So,
As someone who works the city, I mean, where are you at with seeing this? And it wasn't so long ago there was the incident over at the Pfizer building.
yeah, that is correct. So, yes, a lot of devastation. My heart goes out to the families that was involved in this, the business owners as well, too. But we have a resilient city. I'm pretty sure that we're definitely going to bounce back.
We can let our city manager jump in here real quick. We'll swap the microphone. Hold that for me.
Could we get name and spelling as well, too?
Yep.
Thank you.
Peter Barney. That's P-E-T-E-R. Barney.
I'm sorry, that.
V-A-R-N-E-Y.
We're just waiting. Thank you.
City manager to come up. If you can, sir, can you just give us your name?
Can you repeat that?
Can you just give your full name so we have it?
Peter Barney.
Let's spell that if you would, sir.
P-E-T-E-R, V as in victory, V-A-R-N-E-Y.
So what's your opinion on seeing the damage scene?
Well, it's a surprise, and it's devastating, obviously, and hate to see this happen. Surprised to see this happen inside the city, especially in a business district. I was trying to think when the last time we seen tornado damage back in the 1980s, and then most recently in the last year out on Pfizer and up I-95, and now we get to do it again, only this time it's inside the city.
If there's any silver lining to that damage, was there anything you learned in the response with what happened a year ago to today?
Anything we learned? I don't know that I can say that we learned anything new, other than everybody responded very quickly. As you can see, this place is pretty well wrapped up with law enforcement and fire protection and EMS, and so it's good to see. I guess if there is a silver lining, and it is that we've had good response from the responders.
I mean, this rolled through an area where there's a good deal of commerce. It's a shopping center right here. There's a number of businesses. It's a Friday. People are out there running errands, grabbing lunch, whatever it is they might be doing to wrap up their work week. You have to be extremely thankful that there were no fatalities, considering where this is.
Very much so, yeah. Friday is a heavy traffic day. Our traffic on Fridays is heavier than any other day of the week. And as you said, this is a shopping center, and so people are out here and they're moving up and down 301. Looks like the tornado came across from Airport Road and jumped across the highway and into this shopping center area, and then on down Tiffany Boulevard. There's some damage in the apartment complex area. Looks like most of that is debris-related damage, but some roof, where the wind has removed shingles and sheathing and that sort of stuff, roof damage there. But yeah, it could have been a whole lot worse. 15 injuries is not what you want, but it's not any worse than that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good luck.
Ask the chief a question.
Yeah, just step down here. Okay.
Okay, if you are all still listening to us, that was the latest information that we just got here. We're going to go off the shoulder, walk away, again, give you a look at the damage here in the area. Again, you heard them mention the Hing Ta restaurant, and in this area, a lot of people injured, 15. But if you tuned in a little late, fortunate news, none of those were children. 4 of those injured were seriously injured, and those who were taken to the hospital are UNC here in the area. So that is the latest information that we just got from emergency management crews. You heard me ask, too, if there was any silver lining in terms of what they might have learned the last time this area was hit by a devastating tornado, and they said, truly, it's just the quick response time, and that is every single time I've been on air with you guys, I've made sure to point that out. Everywhere you look, there are a ton of emergency management crews here, and they have just continued to flood in since we have been here. They're talking to people in the area, standing by. They're walking down side streets. They're surveying the extent of this damage, and there is a lot of damage here. So we're going to continue to walk around, find those who may have been impacted, and continue to bring you team coverage of the impact of this storm here in the Rocky Mount area.
Grace, this might seem obvious from where you're standing, but looking at it through a lens, some of the destruction seems to be total collapse of buildings and walls. Are they certain, and I'm sure that they are, but how did they go about searching for everyone to make sure that there were no other victims there?
And, that is a great question. It seems like they are just actively checking in with everyone who was there at the time. And again, what we know as of this time is they said no missing people have been reported. Another positive sign out of this, as it is very obvious here. This is a commerce area. There were a ton of people in the area at the time that this happened, too. It happened very suddenly. You heard our meteorologist tracking it and saying that the storm was moving quickly. So a lot of the people who were here in the area, unfortunately, just had to stay here. There was no way really to leave when this hit, and that's evident by the amount of injuries that were reported. But again, the positive news out of that, Dan, is no missing people. So if we can take some positive out of this this very unfortunate situation here in Rocky Mount, I hope that it's that. And again, no children injured in this destruction either.
Grace, thank you. 15 injured now. It was 5 moments ago.
Right.
That number jumped pretty quickly.
4 of them seriously injured, too. So we will continue to update any conditions that we have coming into the newsroom. But the good news is at least no missing people and no fatalities at this time. WRAL's Destiny